There is a great saying by a famous Indian politician named Lalu Prasad Yadav. The saying is, in politics, everybody is free to choose his friends and allies. This saying suits perfectly for the ongoing events happening with respect to India and its foreign relations. Because something big is happening on the global stage. India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi is on an important diplomatic tour, visiting two major world powers, France and the United States. This trip isn't just another foreign visit, it could be a game-changer for India's global standing. Yes, Prime Minister Modi has embarked on a tour of two countries, the first being France and the second being the United States of America. Now, Modi's visit to the USA could be considered the most important foreign visit of his third term. Speaking with Donald Trump and resolving trade tariff issues will be crucial for him. When Modi arrived in France, an interesting statement was made by Emmanuel Macron, one that every Indian will feel and genuinely agree with. Macron said that Prime Minister Narendra Modi is facing the same problems and issues that he, as the President of France, is dealing with. You might wonder, what problem is common to both India and France? Well, Macron clearly stated that both India and France are important global powers. Both countries are considered great powers, and they share a special relationship. He emphasized that while they respect and want to work with the United States, they also wish to collaborate with China. However, they do not want to be dependent on anyone. This statement beautifully summarized the foreign policies of both India and France. Some of you might ask, does France really feel the same way about the USA as India does? Absolutely. The way Donald Trump has talked about imposing tariffs on Europe has long been a concern for France. Trump's stance on the Ukraine war has shaken Europe completely. He has even suggested that in the future, Ukraine might become part of Russia, which has left European leaders stunned. Under Donald Trump, Europe has realized that the USA might not come to their defense. Trump's primary focus is money, where dollars are coming from. Recently, he even stated that he only cares about the rare earth minerals in Ukraine, worth $500 billion, rather than the country's fate. Hearing such statements, Emmanuel Macron openly told India that while working with the USA is necessary for economic reasons, neither India nor France wants to be dependent on the US or China. Both countries want self-reliance. Now, if you think Trump really said that he only cares about the $500 billion from Ukraine's rare earth minerals. Yes, he did. This can be analyzed in his one of the interviews.
I want to have our money secured because we're spending hundreds of billions of dollars. And, you know, they may make a deal, they may not make a deal, they may be Russian someday, or they may not be Russian someday, but we're going to have all this money in there. And I say, I want it back. And I told them that I want the equivalent, like $500 billion worth of rare earth. And they've essentially agreed to do that. So at least we don't feel stupid. Otherwise, we're stupid. I said to them, we have to get something. We can't continue to pay this money. You know.
Meanwhile, the European Union has also warned Trump that if the US imposes tariffs on them, they will retaliate within an hour. Europe has also seen how Trump treated Canada, a longtime ally of the USA. He imposed heavy tariffs on Canada, later removing some of them, but he even suggested that Canada should become the 51st state of the USA. When a country's president makes such statements, allies begin to reconsider their relationships. If Russia were to take over a significant part of Ukraine and later prepare for another war, possibly targeting Poland or another country, the USA under Trump would likely not come to Europe's aid. This realization has led Macron to advocate for a European army that includes France, the UK, Italy, Poland, and the Baltic states. However, within Europe itself, not all countries agree with Macron's vision, making it difficult to achieve. Geopolitically, while France is a permanent member of the UN Security Council, a G7 member, and part of the European Union, its situation is quite similar to India's. Though both countries are not militarily equal, their geopolitical challenges align closely. As Chanakya once said, friendship between equals flourishes, that is, never make friends with people who are above or below you in status. Such friendships will never give you any happiness. Because there will be some self-interest in every friendship. From India's perspective, France is extremely important. Whether it's building nuclear power plants, acquiring Scorpion submarines, or purchasing Rafale fighter jets, France has been a reliable partner. And from France's perspective, India is also a key military partner. And do you know, India is on the verge of making history, as it could become the first Asian country to sell a missile system to France. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has openly invited French President Emmanuel Macron and the French army to India to evaluate the PINAKA missile system and potentially finalize a deal. Macron has agreed, and the French army is expected to visit India soon for this purpose. The PINAKA system, named after Lord Shiva's bow, is a powerful multiple rocket launcher developed by India's Defence Research and Development Organisation, DRDO. It can fire 12 rockets in just 44 seconds, making it a deadly weapon on the battlefield. This system was first used in the Kargil War, where it proved its effectiveness against enemy forces. Today, it is one of India's most powerful and advanced defense technologies. Armenia has already acquired this system for its military, and now France is showing interest too. Several other countries, including Indonesia and Nigeria, have expressed interest in the weapon system. DRDO has developed a variety of ammunition for the Pinaka. Stage 1 rockets are with 45 km extended range. Stage 2 rockets are of 75 km guided extended range. And the new version that is of Stage 3 is the plan is to further enhance them to 120 km and then to 300 km. India's indigenously built Pinaka multi-barrel rocket launcher system is being at pat with us-made HIMARS, the long-range artillery rocket system primarily used by NATO countries in armed conflicts across the world, including in the ongoing Russia-Ukraine war. Both systems carry warheads of around 100 kilos, 91 kilograms in case of HIMARS, and also seem at par with respect to mobility and the shoot and scoot capability. The significant area where the HIMARS clearly outperforms Pinaka is its long-range ability, with its precision strike missile, PRSM, boosting an effective range of around 499 kilometers. However, Pinaka's system slashed HIMARS in cost. The Indian-made system could cost comparatively less. This is a remarkable achievement for India's credibility in military advancements. France, being a global leader in defense technology, recognizes India's growing expertise, highlighting the nation's progress and strategic capabilities. PM Modi tweeted about a historic moment in Marseille. Marseille is a significant French city, and India and France have decided to extend the India-Middle East Europe Economic Corridor, IMEC, by adding the Mumbai-Marseille corridor. This step is part of broader efforts to strengthen bilateral relations between the two nations. During his visit to Marseille, Prime Minister Modi took an important step by paying tribute to Indian soldiers who fought in World War I. Did you know that between 1914 and 1919, nearly 1.7 million Indian soldiers fought in World War I? Around 60,000 of them sacrificed their lives. President Emmanuel Macron also acknowledged this sacrifice, tweeting that 100,000 Indian soldiers fought for France, with 10,000 never returning home. This moment strengthens the deep-rooted friendship between India and France. Marseille has played a historical role in linking India and France, and it is set to play a crucial role in the future as well. Not only that, PM Modi ji wrote about the port city's special connection to India's struggle for independence. It was here that the great Veer Savarkar attempted a courageous escape. I also want to thank the people of Marseille and the French activists of that time who demanded that he not be handed over to British custody, he posted on X. India's External Affairs Minister, Dr.S. Jaishankar, once compared France to Lakshman from the Ramayana, emphasizing the deep and strategic partnership between the two nations. France has now proposed that Marseille serve as a key hub in the extended IMEC corridor, connecting Mumbai to Europe through the Middle East and Israel. This means faster, more efficient trade between India and Europe. Strengthening economic relations with France will have a long-lasting impact on India's trade and global positioning. The prospect of France purchasing India's Pinaka missile system marks a significant milestone. As a permanent member of the UN Security Council and a nuclear-armed nation, France's interest in Indian defense technology highlights India's growing defense manufacturing capabilities. India is not just exporting missiles, it is also becoming a global leader in other defense sectors. France is now considering India's small modular nuclear reactors, SMRs, as well. This collaboration in nuclear energy signifies India's growing influence in high-tech industries, taking its defense and economic power to a whole new level. And speaking of the future, France has also hosted a global AI summit, where Modi is a key participant. In terms of AI investment, both India and France are lagging behind the US and China. If these two countries collaborate and invest more in AI research, both could benefit significantly. To put this in perspective, let's look at AI investments. Singapore, $6.25 billion. South Korea, $7.25 billion. France, $8.31 billion. India, $9.85 billion. Germany, $10.35 billion. Now, compare this to China's AI investment $103.65 billion. Even if you combine the AI investments of Israel, Canada, Germany, India, France, and the UK, it still wouldn't match China's investment. The US is on another level, investing $335.24 billion in AI. This massive difference explains why China's DeepSeek AI recently surpassed ChatGPT in popularity despite having only a third of the US's AI investment. But despite India's growing AI industry, we are far behind the USA and China. This is why partnerships with France and other nations are critical to boost India's AI future. Across defense, economy, trade, and geopolitics, the India-France relationship is strengthening, with France truly playing the role of India's Lakshman, as Dr. Jaishankar aptly described. If anything happens in the future, I will make an updated video on that.